Hey, what is going on, everybody? I'm sorry it's been, what, 5 or 6 months since I last posted a video. There's been a couple of reasons for that. Just editing a video is so time consuming. You know, when I first started, it was fun and all, but if I want to make the video look good, it's just so time consuming, and I'm busy. Like, I have a lot of stuff going on. And the second reason being is just I pressured myself whenever I would come out and fish while filming. Now I didn't slow things down. I was always eager to catch a fish for the video, and I rushed myself. So I just kind of took a little break from YouTube. But then I was here a couple days ago, and I caught 8 fish, but 4 fish right in a row were all huge. The smallest of the 4 was probably 17 inches or so. I mean, they were huge. But that kind of inspired me a little bit to come back out and film. So I'm out here today to give it a shot. I've developed the skill of patience when it comes to fishing. So I'm out here on the Susquehanna River, if you couldn't tell already. And it's early morning, so I'm gonna start with a little bit of top water, see if they're biting that, and if not, we'll switch things up a little bit. But other than that, let's get to it and let's start fishing. It's just a little dink. Reel him in here. I don't even care if I net him. Got water in my eye, boy. Got water in my eye. Are you done? Just a little bit. I was just gonna let him just unhook himself, but then I saw he was hooked in 2 different spots. So hooked in the mouth and then in the gill plate. So actually right there was a good example of what I'm looking for. There was a little disturbance in the water, and I cast it right on the downstream side of that break. Started moving it towards me in a matter of 2 seconds. I got a fish. So there's another one up here, but I'm gonna try to save these. There's a bunch to my left going downstream. I'm gonna try to save them for whenever it gets a little later in the morning. Yep. That's what I'm talking about, guys. See those breaks in the current? I can't tell if he's a good one or not. I'm just reeling him in though. Oh, gotta love the top. Gotta love them breaching and cleaning the pipe. Oh yeah, it looks like a pretty decent one. 15, 16 inches. That's a decent one in my book. Oh, you got it in the cloth part of the net. No. Why would you do that to me, Mr. Fish? Ow. That's a decent one. Hell yeah. Like I said, I'm terrible at judging sizes. And of course, I had my measuring tape in the boat, and I had to take it out for something, and guess what I forgot to put back in the boat? So, I mean, if I had to take a guess, that was probably 15, 16 inches. So, that's a decent one in my. Anyhow, as I'm trying to take this out of my net, I'll just say that. So right there, that's 2 fish on top water. I'm looking for the breaks in the current. You'll see me doing that with jigs. They're going to be doing the same thing. Any place where there's fast moving water, like rapids, that's caused by disturbance in the water, or just something where the current is just fast moving compared to the rest of the water. That's where they like to be this time of year. Whether it's right up against the whatever structure is creating that disturbance, or whether it's 30 yards, 50 yards back. So you just have to, keep back, fish it, see where they're at. So I was here, today's Sunday, I was here last Wednesday, and I was jigging in these breaks in the current that are all throughout the train bridge, and they were like directly behind the disturbance. They weren't 5 yards, they weren't even 3 yards behind the obstruction. They were right along it. So once I started realizing what pattern they were on, it was nice. The reason why I'm coming back upstream right now is because the fish that I caught, if there was any other breaks in the current that I may have been floating over top of while I was dealing with the fish, those fish, from what my boss told me, those fish are actually going to go from their spot, they're going to circle around and then kind of park themselves maybe a couple yards back from where they previously were. So I'm going back upstream, giving them a little bit of time here just to get themselves back in position. So like right now, what I'm doing, don't be afraid. This time of year, these smallmouths really like to spread out. So don't be afraid. Even though I'm targeting certain structures of the water, if you're floating down to, like I see one upstream or downstream for me right now, but as I'm floating to that, don't be afraid to fish open water too. I like to call them stragglers, because they're in an area where you wouldn't think they would be in. So I like to call them stragglers. So, and I can't tell you how many times I caught those types of fish. What's that?
10 feet, just one swimming up to the side of the track. Coming up this way.
On my side or the other side?
Off the point. You can go from the point. Here you go. There you go. Hey, thank you.
That's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. So in case you guys didn't really know what was going on there, I don't know if the video picked up there was a train on the bridge, and the train stopped and he was watching me fish, and he got my attention. He started saying like, hey, there's 2 fish over on this side of the grass island. I'm like, all right. He was telling me where to cast, and I started using which makes me think I still need to use this. But anyhow, he was telling me where to cast, and I was using the square bill. Nothing was happening, and I switched up to top water, and I caught the one of the 2 fish he was telling me about. That's awesome. I've never had that happen to me before. That's cool. That was a good fish too. That's cool. Didn't even have time to cast or retrieve it. There's another one. Actually, right there is a good example of what I was talking about earlier. Now, there could have been some structure underneath the water, but as far as a break in the current or whatever, there was nothing. So, I mean, to me, that's open water. So that's what I mean. Don't be afraid to cast in open water. Well, alright, so just to let you all know, oh, he came off. Oh, that's what I get. That's what I get. And that was a good fish too. You guys didn't see it because I wasn't facing that direction. Oh. So I casted my line, and I saw that there was a bird's nest that's starting in my spool, so I just wanted to pull out the line and get it done. And as I was reeling back in, I felt tension, and I mean, I thought I set the hook. I don't remember if I did or not, but it was a decent hook, or a decent fish. That's what I get for not paying attention. better be good with the way you're fighting. I still have yet to see you. Oh yeah. I think you're the best one yet. Definitely the best one yet. That's awesome. And that's on the jig. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for biting. Yeah, I started using this one color. It's called the Deal. It's by Z-Man. It's a Pro Crawl. And anyhow, it's called the Pro Crawl. I was using that. I wasn't really. I think I had one hit on it, but nothing big. So I switched up to the one I really like, which is it's called the Turbo Crawl, and it's just a black and blue flake paired up with a 3/16 ounce black jig. So after I missed that last fish on the top water, nothing much was happening, so that's why I switched up to this. And also I just want to try out my new rod, and so far the sensitivity on this rod is amazing. Holy crap. If you want to know what this rod is, well, I'll in the description below I'll list all the equipment I was using. Smaller, still a decent fish though. So that's all the time I have for this one. Unfortunately, I had such an amazing day catching decent sized fish, watching them blow up on top water, fighting them on a jig. It's awesome. But I had to switch to the jig there at the end. Excuse me. Just because the bite was getting slow. I could have gotten more results with the jig, I'm sure, if either A, I went with a different color, or B, went with a smaller size jig regarding the soft plastic. But overall, I just had so much fun. And again, I'm sorry for being absent from the channel for so long. I'm going to try to get into the swing of things with it, with YouTube. I can't speak. But I'll try to do better. But other than that, if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and if you want to be a supporter of the channel, please hit that subscribe button for me. I greatly appreciate it, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.